Detectives. Soon, the Omaha Police Department is poised to bring in a couple of retired detectives to help with that workload. Their focus won't be on current homicides, however, but old ones. In depth, Brian Master reports on the plan and how they would define success.
These three-ring binders on the 4th floor of the Omaha Police Headquarters represent the best of intentions, without the intended result. By OPD's accounting, there are 261 homicides that are deemed cold cases going back to the 1960s. That's 261 victims and their families without justice.
They're walking among us. Who's to say that they're not going to do it again? Who's to say that they haven't done it again? They're still out there and they need to be brought to justice.
Officer Chris Spencer and his partner, Officer Nick Herford.
There's a lot of instances where we know who did it, and we're certain, but you just can't prove it.
Go through the paperwork looking for clues. Herford, a computer programmer, decided to become an officer after 9/11 with the idea of doing something more substantial with his life. He is. While it may not seem like it, sometimes time is on their side with a cold case, especially when it comes to witnesses.
Maybe they live somewhere else so they don't feel threatened, or they don't have that allegiance to somebody, so they'd be more willing to go back through and talk.
If the City Council approves the $270,000 federal grant, and there's a public hearing here in legislative chambers tomorrow, the department would hire 2 retired detectives to join the cold case squad.
You say where you want the information saved to.
Just as cell phone and that data inside have proven critical pieces of evidence in the last 5 years, old DNA may now be more valuable. The DNA sample that couldn't be tested before or seemed insignificant may now be usable because new DNA techniques have emerged. It is an arduous task reading hundreds of pages of case files, trying to see something that may have been overlooked. Families don't forget.
Oh, yes, I am familiar with that incident.
While we set up for the interview with the detectives, a woman called about an unsolved homicide from 20 years ago.
No, I know, and I wish I had a better answer for you, but we're kind of stuck. But by no means does that mean that we're, done with it.
These types of phone calls help drive investigators. In Omaha with photographer Jim Hinchuk, I'm Brian Mastery reporting, WWT 6 News.
We obtained details of the grant from public files at City Hall. Investigators gave details to Brian about one cold case that's under review. Does not have anything to do with the grant. It happened in 1995. It was DeWande Morrison. He's 19 at the time. He was killed inside a detail shop at 38th and Ames. If you can help police, contact Crime Stoppers at 402-444-STOP, and you can remain anonymous.